Hey guys, so I am back in the bedroom, which means we're going to be talking about some handbags today. Well, one handbag, just one handbag. I wanted to show you my very first Dior handbag purchase. So I decided to pull the trigger on the large bobby bag, and I purchased this. I actually pre-ordered it from my personal shopper at the Saks Fifth Avenue in New York, who happens to be a friend of mine. And I said, when this bag comes in, I want it. And he was like, you will be the very first. And I was the very first customer at Saks to purchase this bobby bag. I was going to do a whole unboxing for you guys, but just like the Chanel Coco top handle video, I mentioned it in there. I just thought it just seems silly to just unbox the bag without having used it, not give you guys any feedback or whatever. So I've been using this bag kind of like on and off for the past month and a half. I've like lost track of time and I forgot when I purchased this. Anyway, about a month, we'll say. I haven't been using it every day because of this color, but I do have some thoughts about it. But before we get into that, I do just want to show you and share with you some details about this bag. So this is the large size, and so we have this beautiful like CD gold logo on the front, which I really love. This is a great like saddlebag kind of design. And then the back, there's this embossing of 30 Montaigne. Is that how you pronounce it? That is, I believe, the address of the very first Dior boutique in France. So there's this back pocket in the back, and then in the front here there is this kind of clasp closure here, and then it just opens up and there's just a big kind of opening there. I took everything out of this bag just so you guys could see the actual opening, and I really like that this is a magnetic closure instead of an actual buckle closure, because then you know this would never be buckled closed. So I do like the magnetic snap closure. So the large bobby bag is the only size that comes with the oblique strap as like a default. I'm on the DIOR site now because I just wanted to kind of like check some things. So there are, it looks like 3 different sizes: a large, medium, and a small. The medium and the small bags come with like a matching leather strap, which is adjustable versus this oblique strap. I also see here that this bag comes in black. It comes in this off-white color that I purchased, which is called Latte. There's also a gray, and I could have sworn when this came out there was like a nice kind of like cognac leather color as well. I don't see it here. If it's sold out, it's usually not listed on the DIOR site, so maybe there are some colors that I'm missing, but this is what I'm seeing currently. And then they also have the oblique jacquard fabric, which is like the same as this strap. They also have it as like a bag version. So I'll leave a link to this bag down below just so you can like read up on it and get more information, kind of look at pictures up close. But I will show you my unboxing of this. When I got this from Saks, I was so excited. So I'll just flash like a quick video of me unboxing it here for you. But the pricing of the large bag is $4,100, and that's the US price. Of course, this is going to vary depending on where you are, what currency you're using. The medium sized bobby bag, whether it's in this calfskin or the oblique, is $35.50, and then the small is $32.50. So again, I'll leave a link to these bags on the DIOR site down below in my description box if you're interested. But there they have like dimensions, exact dimensions of all the different sizes, so you can kind of compare. So my thoughts on this bag, I mean, I just really fell in love with this latte color. Something about this color, this shape, it just feels very kind of retro. It feels very kind of like 60s, and I really loved it. You know, my first instinct was to get the black color because I love black and I love black handbags, but it just didn't, I don't know, it didn't look right not right, but it didn't look it didn't look as, I guess, appropriate to me as this color leather does. And this color leather is like a color that I don't really have, I don't really go for, because I really don't like being too precious with my things. Because I don't like being really too precious with my things, it's really a color that I kind of stay away from. And I find myself being really careful when I use this bag, and it's not a feeling that I really like, but I do think it's worth it to kind of keep this bag as pristine as possible for as long as I can. But I already have this like little mark there. I don't know if you guys will even be able to see it, but I have no idea where that came from. And it just won't, it won't like wipe off, even though this calfskin is very, very smooth. It won't wipe off. It's not like a patent leather, but I thought marks like this would be able to wipe off a little bit more easily. I'll have to see if I can kind of like wash it off a little bit. Anyway, this bag has a really just kind of great big opening. I would say this fits a little bit more than my Coco top handle because that has like the dividing kind of like zipper pocket in the middle. So there's like a little separation. That bag overall in dimension is just a little bit smaller than this one. It's not quite as tall. So this one definitely fits more than that one. And I have the medium size in that one. And I'll link to that video down below in my description box if you're interested in checking it out. But this one is a little bit stiffer, so I really don't like shoving things in here. I don't want this form to become warped in any way, even though it's fairly stiff and even though this is, you know, this is calfskin. It's very, very sturdy. I just don't want to ruin the shape of this bag because it's so beautiful. And this leather can become crinkled. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I think I just kind of grabbed this bag like this once, like out of the back of my car. I just kind of like went to reach for it and I like crinkled it right there. So it is a little bit on the more fragile side, at least for me. Like I've said before, I am, you know, a fairly clumsy person. I also, like I just said, I don't like to be that precious with my things. With this one, I definitely have been very, very careful. But anyway, if you decide to get this color and this bag, you will have to be very careful with it. I do have 2 complaints about this bag, and they're all about this strap. So the first one is, and I don't know if this would bug you guys, but do you see this clasp here and the D-ring that it's on? So these just come right off. And this clasp, I feel like is disproportionately large for this little D-ring that it's hanging off of. So it becomes a little like clumsy. Like if you go and just grab the bag, let's say up off of your chair or whatever, or the shelf or something, and you grab it by the strap, sometimes, of course it didn't do it this time, but sometimes these kind of get like caught or a little tangled where I have to like kind of straighten out the whole clasp situation. It just feels a little clunky, and because these are so big, but this is like right up against the handbag, I feel like it's just a little stiff feeling, like you can't get it to lay just right. It's just a little awkward. I feel like they needed to either make these D-rings larger or the clasp smaller. So that's just one thing that I've noticed, that I feel like I'm always kind of like adjusting these clasps to kind of like lay right. And then my other complaint, which is a little bit more major, is if you decide to get the large bag, it will come with this oblique strap, unlike the other sizes, and this is not adjustable. So if you look at the advertising pictures of this DIOR bag, they have the models, which of course they're smaller than I am, so the bag is going to hang differently on them, but they have the models wearing this as a crossbody. This is not a crossbody strap. I mean, you can probably see in the viewfinder, like it's just not that long. And because this bag is so kind of stiff, it doesn't lay right unless it's long, you know, unless it's laying down by your hip. So that was a little disappointing. When I got it, I was like, that's strange. And I even went back to look for some DIOR ads, and lo and behold, they have this, you know, as a crossbody. And I'll do some cutaway shots here of me actually modeling this, because you'll see that it's just awkward. It's just really, really awkward. And they always have it modeled in the DIOR ads with the bag kind of like slung back behind the person instead of like at their side, which is fine. But then like if you have any kind of boobs, the strap is just like over your boob or like right into your armpit. It's very awkward. It's very, very awkward. So long story short, I can't wear this bag crossbody, which was how I was planning on wearing it. So I can only wear this on my shoulder, which is not generally a problem, but then I would like a strap that's a little bit shorter so that it's kind of, you know, in like the nook of my arm. I just find that a little bit more comfortable. And then I would want a thinner shoulder strap, because the thicker it is, at least for me, I feel like it just slides off my shoulder, and then I have to sit there and walk around like this, and that, you know, and then I have one hand that isn't free, and anyway, that just annoys me. And that's why I really like crossbody bags, because both of your hands are free and your bag is there. You know, you don't have to like worry about it sliding off of something. Oh, and for those of you wondering, yes, these are like slightly adjustable. So they are on the shortest length right now. I can take these out and then I can actually make these a little bit longer by putting like this second hole on the first little bump here. But that gives me an extra inch on either side, and it's not enough. It's like not even worth doing that. But if you are on the more slender side, if maybe you're a little bit more petite than I am, and if you feel like that strap is just a little bit too short, then that would help you out. I just find the strap to be a lot too short. So those little adjustments I can make is just not enough. Other than that, I really, really love the shape of this bag. I just think it's so beautiful. I love a saddle bag. If you guys watched my Tom Ford Terra bag unboxing, that one is, I mean, it's a much more, you know, modern kind of design, and it's a little bit more narrow and a little bit deeper. But I do just love like a crossbody kind of like saddle bag. So I'm just a little bit sad that I can't wear a crossbody. Anyway, let me move on from that. I do like that there's a magnetic closure in here, and I do like that it's just one big, you know, like cavity in there, that there isn't like all these dividers. As much as I, you know, kind of like that in my Chanel bag, it just makes like organizing my bag very, very easy. It's nice also to not have to think about it, to be able to just open up the flap and just throw something in or pull something out. And this does hold quite a bit. I did take everything out so you guys could see Miss Butters. So you guys could see like just how big the opening is. So there is like a little inside pocket here, which I never really use, but I can very, very comfortably carry my wallet, keys, sunglasses, and some like makeup products in here. And there's plenty of room. I can do a what's in my bag video of this maybe a little bit later on. And I do love an external pocket. That is definitely like a hangover from living in New York City. This is where my phone and my Metro card would go, right in here. So I do love an external pocket. I just think it's really, really handy. And I kind of like this little modern touch. It is like an interesting juxtaposition to this very kind of classic traditional feel that we have at the front of the bag with the oblique strap and everything. And then you have this like big, you know, sans serif font like announcing the address. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a nice, you know, fun modern touch. Oh, did I show you also? So this is the oblique strap, and then on the flip side or the inside of the strap is the Christian Dior name. I'm trying to think, you know, if I had to do it all over again, would I purchase this bag? I think I would get the medium size in the oblique fabric, because then I don't feel like I'd have to be quite as precious with it because of this polished calfskin. It just shows every single mark, no matter what color you get. It just shows every single mark. And I would get the medium because then I feel like those come with a longer strap. I haven't actually been to a Dior boutique, so I haven't been able to check out the actual leather straps on the medium and the small size. I feel like maybe a smaller one would be a little bit more comfortable as a crossbody. I'm kind of assuming that the strap is going to be long enough for me to wear crossbody, because then it'll lay a little bit nicer. Like this one is admittedly like a little bit big to wear as crossbody. I don't mind a big bag, and I don't mind it, you know, kind of sticking out or whatever, but yeah, I would definitely need a longer strap for that. So I may go to the Dior boutique and see if they have longer straps than I can purchase. I do know that they have straps there that you can purchase, but I don't know if they're actually longer than this, because I think they're all on the shorter side. But I'll take one if it's like 5-6 inches longer. I think that could help quite a bit. That is it for this video. Please let me know your thoughts on my new large bobby bag here. I really do love it. This is one of those bags, when it's sitting on my shelf, I just really admire it. It's just such a handsome bag. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.